operate in our world. They control our world. They mind control the human population. So you have to know this. It's not like I'm trying to explain something from Jupiter. It's like right on this earth. All the wars, all the famine, everything, every negative thing we're experiencing, it's coming from the outside. These uh, fallen angels that can shapeshift and have advanced technologies from our Father in Heaven system, they have a lot of knowledge. So all these things you have to understand within the Mother Tantra space. So within the Mother Tantra space, you will be introduced to all that. And you can only understand that within the wisdom space. Otherwise, if we go and speak about these things to the general public, before the Mother Tantra space, they will either take you to a hospital, mental hospital, and put you on pills, and which they have threatened me a lot. And either they will call you a conspiracy theorist, or many people that give disclosure, apparently they lose all their friends and families. The friends and family reject them because the demon doesn't want you to speak up. So they'll be like, I will put you on meds if you speak, because they want to perpetuate the delusion. And most of the people believe in the delusion. And it's like, how come you don't believe in the delusion? You need to be on meds, and you need to believe in our delusion. So that's what they were threatening me with, which I have spoken of and given disclosure for. Or they will give you a lot of life threats. They will like, we'll kill you, we'll rape you, we'll kidnap you, we'll murder you. If you speak, we'll hurt your family. So these things they will constantly say. They'll send helicopters above your house, things like that. So they will constantly intimidate because they don't want us to speak. But we are speaking from the Mother Tantra. We are not speaking out of place. I'm not speaking out of my authority. I'm not speaking out of my time. I'm speaking within my space. That's what I'm born to do. That's why I am 40 years old right now, so I can speak these things. I'm not speaking out of my space. I'm speaking within my authority and within my position and what I'm here to do. That's what I'm doing, that because that's what I was born to do. And so when we give a testimony and when we do our spiritual work, they will threaten us a lot, and they'll be like, do this, we'll do that to you. So they will do that for humanity as well. They might threaten you and try to lead you off your path. But you have to understand that your temporary suffering is eternal happiness. Your temporary happiness is eternal suffering. So if you give up now in this spiritual space, if you give up now, you will suffer forever in hell. But if you endure now and go through some of the spiritual persecution, and if you go through a little bit of suffering during this phase, after this is eternal happiness. At least you will have 1,000 years of rest with Yeshua, Son of God, in the 1,000 years of his rulership. You'll at least have 1,000 years of rest and redemption. The Father Tantra, Mother Tantra, non-dual Tantra, there is no such thing as gender discrimination. It's just a mind control created by Satanists, because they themselves are confused about their gender and they want us to experience gender confusion as well. But there's no gender discrimination, because this whole world is created within the Diabhyam space of our Mother and Father. This whole earth is generated via their blissful sexual union, and their method and wisdom is working in tandem to give us all the disclosure of everything we need, whether we are having a 9/11 or whether a Buddha is being born. All of that is equally important, because we need all that information for us to properly awaken and properly go through a proper purification. So we cannot distinguish dark and light. We cannot separate or prioritize one over another, love one more than hate the other one. We cannot do that, because both of those things will lead you to your Buddhahood, or you will rapture and go to heaven as a result of that tantric space, the dark and light tantric space. Through that knowledge you will grow. Through that knowledge you will understand. You will see deception. You will see the difference between lies and truth. You will see the difference between false view and the truth. You will see your own error. You will see how you were so easily tricked, how you were mind controlled, what are the nuances of mind control, what is the deep, subtle, unimaginable nuances of mind control or trickery. You will learn all that. And that's what the tantric space is for, to show you that. It's like, look, it's not trying to make you read a scripture and trying to turn you into a Buddha. It's not. The tantric space is charged. Vajrayana is absolutely charged. And everywhere you look, there is knowledge. Everywhere you look, it's disclosure. Everywhere you look is information. And that's like the mother space. And through the mother tantra, you will be initiated into learning about the generation phase of our father. And when you properly apply method and wisdom, father tantra, mother tantra, when you properly apply those two, you will be in your non-dual space of the appropriate use of method and wisdom, and you will start decoding this reality. So if you understand the method of a father and you understand the wisdom of a mother, when you apply those two properly, you will start to unveil this reality in your non-dual space. And that's your non-dual tantra. And that's where you want to be. You don't just want to be disclosure. You also want to use wisdom of the mother to understand what that disclosure is. So you have to do everything. Like there are so many people that only talk about the current events of the world. Like Charlie Kirk is dead, or Trump is doing this. The CIA is doing that. Mossad is doing this. This Canadian president is doing this. Israel is doing this. They only know about the generation father tantra. So they only focus on one thing. But you have to apply the wisdom as well. You have that Charlie Kirk is a hologram, for example. That whole event was a hologram event. You have to know that. And that's the mother space. And that will be a little bit difficult for you to penetrate that and break through that layer. So the mother tantra will give you like this massive, complete view of what's actually happening. So you have to be able to overcome that and see that it is all a grand deception. And you have to understand everyone is a character. So these presidents and Oscar winners and great athletes, they're only characters. They're most likely clones, 80% clones, 90% clones, 100% clones. CLONES, clones. So they're all clones. And you have to understand they're clones, they're transgender, they're based on technology, they're shapeshifters, they're reptilians. All of this you have to be able to understand. So it's not sensationalism, it's not a conspiracy. These are real things, and that you won't accept. That's the feminine you have to accept. That's the wisdom you have to be able to penetrate. That's why the feminism wasn't even there. The female wasn't even there, because it's like we haven't fully generated all of that, and we haven't videoed and captured and given disclosure for all of that. So how is the feminism going to show you that information? So first we have to create the video technology, and then the father has to create the video technology, father has to create the computer technology, father has to create the photography technology, the camera technology, and then slowly we can build it up. And at the end, the mother wisdom, the Pragya Paramita, will give you all angles. And it's all perfectly in symphony and harmony with the mother and father tantra. That's like the stunning, unsurpassable, unexcelled space of our mother and father in union, sexual union, in bliss, yab-yum. That's the space that humanity will be during the end times great tribulation. So don't think you are a puny victim, which the Satanist elite and the demons will make you feel. You're a puny victim, but you're not. You are in that yab-yum space, and you have to learn the father's generation through the mother's wisdom. So you won't understand father's work if you are just trying to understand it with the human brain. You actually have to be initiated into the mother system, and only through the mother's wisdom you will perceive the father's work correctly. Otherwise, it's a massive chaotic system. You have no idea why the sky is rolling up, why the ocean is turning into blood. You will have no idea. You are not accepting the mother tantra, or something's wrong with you and you do not understand. You feel like father is an evil demon and he's and he's like collapsing the whole earth. That's what you will believe. But it's like sunyata, the mother collapses everything, because the mother is based on wisdom, and if it's incorrect, it will destroy. So if you see the world being destroyed, see your family being destroyed, it's based on ignorance, so it's being destroyed. You have to realign your mind, and you have to realign your intelligence, because everything that we have now is based on a satanic design, is based on ignorance, greed, and anger. It's based on this, it's a satanic design. So when this collapse, you'd be like, oh my god, everything is collapsing. Where's my house? Where's my husband? Where's my children? Where's my animals? Where's my farm? But those were all satanic, extremely contaminated. So mother won't allow it. It will collapse, because it's not based on wisdom, it's based on ignorance, and the mother will just collapse it, and you'll be like, oh my god, this Yahweh is evil or something. It's not. It's based on ignorance, so it's being collapsed, because that poison will fester, and it won't, but theoretically that poison will fester and will start another descent. Will create another Satan, for example, and there'll be more pedophilia and more child trafficking, and it'll keep going on and on. So that's why everything will be destroyed, because it's purgatory. And if any negative instances are happening in your life, if you're losing your house, your family members, you're being separated, you're fighting with your husband, your kids, you're not speaking to your kids, all of those things are happening to you, you're going through spiritual afflictions, you're confused, you're lost, all of that is collapsing the ignorance, collapsing the extremely infected, contaminated structure, spiritual, physical structure, collapsing it, so that you can get to sunyata. Once all that collapses, you don't have half the work's done. Half the work's like someone just comes in and boom, smashes your house, and everyone's dead, and only you are alive. Half the work's done, because it's like, oh, now I just have to go on a bodhisattva path and achieve my enlightenment. Half the work's done, because like you thought you have to get rid of the whole house, and the whole house just collapsed itself because because it's overdue, because it's been that long and it cannot wait. So when you see like inflictions or destructions around yourself, think of be thankful, and be like, these are all spiritual things and things that I cannot do myself, so I'm being helped and I'm being supported, so I can quickly realize sunyata and I can quickly exit this reality. So you have to be thankful. If you are complaining, then you'll go through more infliction, and then more infliction, and then ultimately you'll just end up in hell itself. And the infliction you thought on earth was bad, wait until you go to hell. So whatever happens in earth is like 20% of what will happen in hell to you. So any infliction, anything you go through on this earth level is 20%, maybe 10% of what's down there in hell. So don't complain about what happens here. Have humility. Thank Father, thank Mother that everything is being dissolved. Thank Sunyata that Sunyata is dissolving everything around you and collapsing and destroying. Whatever destroys, you have to be like, thank you for destroying that and taking that away from my life. If they take your family away, you just be like, thank you for taking that away from my life. I didn't know that was a major problem in my life. So you have to just be thankful. If it's going, goodbye. Don't attach to it, don't hold on to it, because it has to go. And if you chase after it, then you will actually end up in hell, because you are not getting it. So anything that collapses, say thank you, and keep going. Continue on your spiritual path and continue learning wisdom until you are able to fully understand like the jhana knowledge, like the direct knowledge that we are giving. We are giving physical proof. We're like, here, this is the evidence, and you just have to see it. We have like done the work for you. Now you just have to see it, and you have to go through your learning. So it's not like you had to come here and you had to like learn everything from scratch, and you had to like create all these videos and put it all together and try to cohesively, intelligently share it with people. So like demons are always in your head, trying to confuse you and trying to like make you lose your train of thought and trying to mess up your accent and mess up your words. So you have to work in that environment, and we're trying to like compile all this information and give it to humanity so that they can properly navigate the Great Tribulation without being tricked. But now all you have to do is you have to go in and study it and believe it, and then you can rapture and go to heaven. Do your rapid purification and rapture and go to heaven. That's all you have to do. But we have done like the pre-trib people have done majority of the work in terms of like going through major prosecutions just to bring the information to have like something ready for the Great Tribulation, and so humanity can study it and achieve their own purification. Let's say like the Anuttara Tantra is very difficult, and Pragyaparamita is very intelligent, and sometimes it's a little bit difficult to understand. So once we uh, properly format it and speak it in a way that's understandable, then it's easier for an everyday human to digest that information. They'll be like, oh, this is what's going on. We can kind of bring it into this world's system. Like the fallen angels, they are like a different thing. They are like completely different to human beings. What they are doing is totally different. So we have to like bridge all of that. So we have to bridge what like this omni-telepathic, reptilian, shape-shifting, satanic elite technology, what that's doing on this earth. We have to be able to basically translate that in a human language and convey that to people. Otherwise, it's like, what? It doesn't make any sense. So we have to be able to properly like put it in a human language, in a human format, so humans will actually understand. So Pragyaparamita can do that because it's all about wisdom. It's all about the mother's wisdom. And Pragyaparamita, it's not complicated. Pragyaparamita is simplicity. It can take a very complex idea and turn it into a very simple everyday thing like life. It's so complex. Having a breath in your body is such a complicated thing, but it's made so simple and effortless. So it's like that. So Pragyaparamita, Father in Heaven, can take a grand concept and turn it into an everyday, simple, effortless thing. And so that's what we are doing as well. So we are taking like something so alien, so unimaginable, so unbelievable, so unthinkable, and turning that into like human format and sharing it to people. It's more palatable, more understandable, and without that knowledge, you cannot even enter heaven. If you do not know the basics, you cannot enter heaven. So that's our job. So we are doing that in the pre-tribulation. So if you are like, oh, how come these guys didn't have to go through the Great Tribulation? Is because we are working so hard before the tribulation. We're working so hard in the pre-tribulation and doing all this work so that we can give it to you. So we have done our work. We have completed our spiritual mission, and we have got to a place of no more learning. So there's no point of staying here if you learned everything. The whole point of the samsara, this duality, you are here because you're ignorant. If we learned all the wisdom, you don't have to be here. You just check out. That's the system according to Buddhism. So you have the 5 path. In the 5th one, you have the normal learning phase. So it's a systematic thing. So it's not like Father's like, okay, I'll pick like these 10 people, my favorite, come up to heaven. It's not like that. Spiritually, get to the normal learning phase. You actually have to spiritually get to that level to actually exit this matrix. So we actually put in the work to get to that normal learning phase to exit the matrix. So it's like a spiritual thing. You either stay here or you go. It's a spiritual thing. You either achieve your enlightenment or you don't. You either attain your arhat Buddhahood or you don't. It's like that. It's not a simple thing. So we have actually done the work, we have put in the work, and we have also attained our own spiritual liberation, and we are also able to contribute. We are also able to help other people attain their liberation. So that's like amazing, because like I get to do mine, but my work will help other people as well. So it's like so stunning, the design.